Welcome to Celebrating 31 Expressions of Light. We are the Soul Evolution Collaborative, and we are pleased to have you joining in for this 31-day experience in whatever way that works for you. Like so many who have come before us, we set this time of year aside to celebrate light. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was life, and the Word was light. And the light, through law, produced form, and created form turned to the light, and the light of consciousness dawned. And humans beheld the light and walked in it, and the light was all. As we move into this special time of year, we look at 31 ways to experience and celebrate this elemental foundation of the universe and actively create space for more light in our collective experience of humanity. So each evening of this month of December, we will be and have been live with a new word to celebrate and a daily activity for the following day that attempts to bring us closer to this experience of the light. So if this is your first time hearing about this, you can jump over to soulevolutioncollaborative.org to sign up for reminders and daily activities for the last couple of days. Hard to believe we are almost through the whole month already. So now let us simply breathe in the beauty and the wonder of this day, this time, and this beautiful now moment. Celebrating and honoring light is something found in traditions all over the world. In recognizing the importance of light during this time of year when the days become shorter, light continues to remain at the center of spirituality. The light is a divine quality that illuminates and enlightens. It is the source of all that is. It is that which fills in all of the spaces. It is that which has always been. So not only are we honoring the light that physically illuminates our world, but even more so, the light that resides within each one of us. In the beginning, there was light, and it was good. Light takes many forms and shines through many expressions. And this month, we set aside this time to honor and celebrate the importance of those many forms. So today, we celebrate one of my favorite words. We celebrate wholeness as an expression of light. Wholeness represents the totality of our experience. We may think that wholeness only includes those things that we deem as good or desirable, thus removing the less desirable things from our awareness. Instead, wholeness represents the depth and breadth of the light, life itself. Carl Jung says, wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's leg, but by integration of the contraries. So our daily activity between now and tomorrow night, as we seek to experience a greater awareness of this expression of light, consider the following activity as a way to embody and explore this idea in a practical way. We all have aspects of ourselves that we deem less than desirable. The truth is that all of those parts of ourselves, whether we label them good or bad, represent the fullness of who we are. Bringing to mind today, throughout this next 24-hour period, bringing to mind one of those areas of challenge and begin to recognize how spirit may be present and or working through this area to bring about a greater awareness of your wholeness. So like we have been doing and always do, let us simply bring this idea inward. Let us wrap this up with affirmative prayer. If you are comfortable to do so, please close your eyes, bringing your awareness inward, bringing our attention and our focus from out in front of us to inside. And simply just take a nice deep breath or two. Allowing our awareness to first focus on our physical being, and then allow your attention, your focus, your awareness, your consciousness to find that space within you that has always been connected, that needs no reminder of this wholeness that exists, the wholeness that is the entire universe, the wholeness that is everything, everywhere, always. It is that aspect of the all that there is that recognizes that all of life, every single aspect, detail, experience, activity, thought, all motion, all thinking, all being, all of it is part of the all that there is. And so we recognize that within us is that place that knows this. Within us is the way to full recognition of this wholeness. Within is the way to embody and realize this wholeness, that the universe exists, and we simply find our way inward to connect with it, to connect with the all that there is, that which seems to be outside of us and around us and everywhere. The way we really connect with this is inward. And so knowing that the all that there is made up of this idea of wholeness, we realize that we are this wholeness, we are that the all that there is, and yet wholeness just becomes the way that we recognize, the way that we name life and how it shows up, the way that we name and recognize the way that the all that there is shows up in, through, and as us, that life it just is. And we are constantly trying to understand and move our way through, maneuver this life. And wholeness, recognition of wholeness, is that which brings us closer to the all that there is. Wholeness, as an expression of light, is that which brings us into a deeper understanding of the totality of life, all of life, the sum total of life, that everything in this entire universe makes up all of life. And within us and within our experience, we recognize then that everything that shows up within us, every thought we have, every activity, every action, becomes part of this wholeness, then must necessarily be part of this wholeness. We must be within the all that there is. There is nothing that can be separate from an infinite being, an infinite mind, an infinite universe. To try and separate would be to believe that there are somehow two infinities, which is not only mathematically impossible, but then creates a dualistic way of being, two opposing worlds, which we know does not exist. That we know that there is only one creative universe, one creative mind, law, God, body, whatever we call it. There is only one. It is creative and it is moving forward in one singular direction, and therefore must be whole. That all of life must be a part of this whole. And so we take this time to recognize and make space for all of the ways that wholeness is able to show up in our lives, in our everyday experiences, in every moment, from moment to moment, from thought to thought. Everything not only is part of this wholeness, but then therefore is also for us. It is all there happening. Every thought, every experience, every relationship, everything about life itself is all here for us, moving us forward into a greater expression of ourself, of this life, of this world. So we recognize as part of wholeness, the greater yet to be, that which is not in our experience yet, that which we are currently creating. And so I recognize that as wholeness becomes more and more into our awareness, that we also recognize and get to experience more and more of that greater yet to be, more and more of that greater expression of life. And so I simply express gratitude for all of that greatness that comes into our life, all of the creation, all of the moving forward. Simply by recognizing, simply by going within, simply by reconnecting with that place inside of us that is always connected to the all that there is, that knows that life shows up as this one infinite being and everything that makes up the whole. And so I simply release this word, let it go out into the law, out into universe, knowing that the universe works the way it does, that there is a nature of the universe that is creative, and it creates based on word, based on thought, based on belief and feeling, that this is our experience. And so it is.